Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope that November went really well for you guys. December is right around the corner. We are heading into the last month of the year, which of course is so crazy, but I wanted to sit down and share the products that I loved throughout the month of November. I kept it pretty simple with my makeup during the month. I wore a lot of very simple, easy, neutral eyeshadow looks and a lot of red lips, so I have a lot of those to share with you guys in today's video, but I also have a few skincare products, a couple of other random favorites. I did film a separate video on disappointing products that haven't worked out for me, so I don't have any fails to share with you guys in today's video, but stay tuned because I do have quite a few products to share in that upcoming video. So let's kick it off with my favorite neutral eyeshadows of the month. So I recently filmed a video on the best and worst new ColourPop releases. I'll link that video in the description box below, or you can click the eye in the upper right hand corner and all of my related videos will pop up. But one of my favorite products that they released was the Going Coconuts Pressed Powder Palette. This retails for $12 and it comes with 9 neutral eyeshadows. Now when you look at this, it looks like a staple neutral palette, which a lot of us do have. But I think what's nice about this one is that it's not super warm toned and it's not super cool toned. It is the perfect in-between palette. But overall, I think this is a great palette if you do just very simple neutral looks. And that's what I did a lot during the month of November. I tend to keep the focus on my lips and I love doing like dramatic lips, red lips during this time of the year. So I just find that I've been reaching for this one almost every single day. In the video where I reviewed this, I did compare it to a couple of other ColourPop palettes, and if you have a lot of neutrals, I'm not saying you need to run out and buy this right away, but if you're looking for a new neutral palette, you love ColourPop's formula, you like a smaller palette, this might be a great addition to your collection because it's just easy to work with. I can create the most quick and easy looks using this. It really has become a staple for me. I personally love ColourPop's formula because it blends out really easily, and I've just been enjoying it a lot. So if you're kind of back into neutral eyeshadows and you just want to bring it back down to the basics, this is a great palette. The metallic shadows in that palette are great. I do reach for them, but I really love the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. And over the past few months, I've really gotten back into using the Super Shock shadows in my collection, and I just think they are so stunning. I think it was the very first product that I ever tried from ColourPop, and I just fell in love. So they released a little trio with the Coconuts collection. This one is called the Call Me on My Shellphone trio. They're available for $6 if you buy them separately, but if you purchase the trio, I think you save like $3, so you can get all 3 for $15. Now again, these are very staple, basic, neutral eyeshadow colors. So they're not anything, groundbreaking, mind-blowing, but if you are into, staple neutrals, these are so pretty. And I don't know, I think they're a little bit more interesting than like your regular staple neutrals because a lot of them have like really pretty shimmer or they just have this gorgeous sheen to them. So they look so flattering on the eyes. They look very smooth and they catch the light in such a pretty way. So I've been reaching for these nonstop. They're so easy to use. I literally just take my ring finger and place them all over the lid. I usually build the majority of the look with like pressed powder shadows like the Going Coconuts palette, and then I'll take one of these to finish off the look and just place it all over my lid and I'm good to go. I just realized that I had lipstick on my teeth, which it was probably there while I was talking about those last products. And honestly, I probably would have refilmed that like a year ago, but it happens. I always get lipstick on my teeth. What can you do? So when I wear a very simple neutral look, I typically pair it with more of an intense bold lip. I love red lipstick. I always have, but I feel like I tend to pull out all of my red lip favorites during November and December. So I thought I would share them with you guys. The lip liner that I typically wear is the ColourPop Lippie pencil in the shade Bossy. This is my absolute favorite. I love this formula. It's pretty much the only lip liner formula that I wear with the exception of maybe like 1 or 2 others, but these are $6. They're very creamy, so they go on the lips very easily. You don't have to drag them across the lips, but at the same time they are matte, so I find that they really grip onto whatever lipstick I wear with them. So the first one I want to share with you guys is the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in the shade Fight Free Red-icals. I really like this formula because it is more of a long-lasting liquid lipstick, but it's not quite as matte or drying as a lot of the other formulas on the market. This one is more of like a velvety finish. I wouldn't say that it's 100% transfer proof, but for the most part, it stays in place so well throughout the day. If I'm talking a lot, like if I'm filming a video or if I'm out all day and I want my red liquid lipstick to last without completely drying out my lips, this is one of my go-to formulas. It's very thin, very lightweight, and just easy to use. I also love my Pixi lipstick in the shade Real Red. This is one of my favorites. This formula, again, is a little bit more comfortable than other liquid lipsticks that I've tried. It's a little bit more more opaque, and it's just like the perfect classic true red, and I think that it's so beautiful. So I do enjoy this one as well. It's a little bit thicker than the Physicians Formula lipstick, and I also find that it stays in place a little bit better. So this is a great option if you're looking for more of a long-lasting formula. Now, if you want a really lightweight, comfortable red, the ColourPop Just a Tint in the shade Chimichanga is one of my favorites. I've been raving about these on my channel so much. You guys are probably sick of hearing about them. I like wearing this one on its own over a lip liner, but it's also great on top of a liquid lipstick because it just adds that moisture back in. On its own, it's great because it is more of a sheer glossy finish, and it's not, transfer proof by any means. You will have to reapply throughout the day, but it's just comfortable, hydrating, fun for the winter time. But again, like I said, you can also wear it on top of a more drying, long-lasting formula, and it just kind of adds that moisture back in. So I tested out these Catrice blushes during the month of November because I am working on a video like best and worst Catrice products, and these are so good. I actually got a bunch of recommendations to try these from you guys in the comment section of one of my videos. So I did pick them up. I think they retail for like $6 each. I have 2 shades to share with you guys, but I think they have a few more on the website. These are really blendable, so smooth. I typically love blushes that have a little bit of shimmer or a nice sheen, but I have been testing out a couple of other formulas because I like to be able to recommend products to you guys as well. These remind me a lot of the Tarte Amazonian clay blushes, but they're, a fraction of the price. So if you don't want to spend a lot on blush, but you want more of a long wearing, blendable, smooth blush, I do recommend these. I think they are really, really great. There are a few skincare products that I want to share with you guys. I've been testing out the Fourth Ray Beauty Soak It Up Hydrating Hyaluronic Mask. This really caught my eye when I got it in the mail because it just sounded really appealing, and I've tried a couple of Fourth Ray Beauty products and I've enjoyed them, but what's nice about this one is that you can use it a couple of different ways. So it says to apply it to clean skin and leave on for 5 to 10 minutes and then wipe it off, or you can use it as like an overnight sleeping mask, or you can use it as a really intense moisturizer. And I noticed that my skin was feeling a little bit dry and a little bit sensitive a few weeks ago, so I tested this out and I actually used it as like an overnight mask, and when I woke up the next day, my skin was perfectly hydrated. I think it's a good alternative to really intense facial oils. I do like using those on occasion, but sometimes they can be a little bit much for my skin. So this was a nice alternative because it feels like a cream moisturizer, just a really intense, thick moisturizer. It does have a scent and I can't place it. It kind of smells like cucumbers, like it has a vegetable scent rather than a fruity scent, which is kind of weird for a skincare product, but the actual product does work well and I've really been enjoying it. If you want to see an overview on like Fourth Ray Beauty products, let me know. I have tried out quite a few of them, but this is one of my favorites. I've also been enjoying this little duo that I purchased from Sephora's website. I think I got it at like the end of October, the beginning of November, but it's called, what is it called? I think it's called See Your Best Selfie. I'll link it in the description box below. I think it retails for like $24 and you get 2 mini products. You get their Banana Bright Eye Cream, which I love, I use all the time. But the reason that I purchased this is because I've really been wanting to try out their Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. I really like the texture of this product. It is like the perfect in between. I have really rich moisturizers like the Drunk Elephant Protini that I love. And I also have more of like a thin, lightweight moisturizer like the Sunday Riley Title, which I purchased before like the big scandal with Sunday Riley, but this feels like a hybrid of the two. It's not as liquidy or as thin as the Sunday Riley Title, and it's not as heavy as like the Drunk Elephant Protini. It feels like those two products mixed together. So it's a really interesting texture. It almost has like this bouncy texture, and it leaves my skin looking really hydrated like the Title, but it also feels really smooth like when I use the Drunk Elephant Protini. And this is a lot more affordable than both of those products. So I feel like it is just the perfect in between for me. I totally wanted to mention this when I was talking about my lipstick favorites. This is not a red lip. When I'm not wearing red, I'm typically wearing this one. This one is the Christian Audette Mel Thompson lipstick in the shade Beauty. I talked about all 4 products because Mel created a bundle with Christian Audette. I talked about those in my October favorites. So if you want more of an in-depth review, I'll link that video below. I love this formula. It is so creamy and comfortable. It stays in place well, but I've been wearing it nonstop. I'm wearing it today, but the reason I really wanted to mention it in today's video is that the products are now sold separately. When I talked about the bundle in my October favorites, a lot of you guys asked me if they were planning on selling them separately, and at that point I wasn't sure, but they have released all of the products separately, so if you just want to try the lip liners or just the lipsticks, you can, and Mel did such an amazing job with this collab. I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for her. And this has become a staple lipstick for me. So I do love all 4 of the products. The lip liners are really good as well, but if I could only choose one, I would definitely choose the lipstick in the shade Beauty, and you guys can purchase them separately. So definitely recommend them. This has been one of my go-tos. So the brand Kaleidos actually sent me a couple of their products. They emailed me asking me if I wanted to try out some of their eyeshadows. They are a cruelty-free vegan brand, and I've heard about them like here and there on Instagram, but I finally tried out their Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green eyeshadow palette. And they have a lot of gorgeous palettes on their website, but this one just really called my name. So it comes with 6 different eyeshadows. Look how beautiful they are. I'm wearing these in my holiday anti-haul video, if you guys caught that one. And a lot of you guys were really kind about my eyeshadow look, but these are some of the creamiest, most blendable, beautiful eyeshadows that I've ever tried. I believe this palette retails for $24. So it breaks down to be about, how many are there? $4 a shadow, but I was so insanely impressed by the quality of this palette. It is so blendable, so rich and smooth, and I was able to create my eyeshadow look in maybe like 5 minutes. And sometimes when I work with more colorful shadows, I experience a little bit of skipping. You have to build them up. They're not always the easiest to work with. The quality of this palette is so good. So I'm definitely curious to try out more of their products. They did send me a couple of palettes, so I will update you guys, but this is one of the best eyeshadow formulas that I've tried, and I'm excited to try out more of their products. So have you guys tried anything from this brand? If you have, let me know what you love in the comment section below, but this palette is amazing. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I've really been enjoying this formula. I think that I've talked about it in a couple of videos, but it's a really nice alternative to their No Filter Matte Concealer. I do love that concealer, but I know a lot of people have been wanting something a little bit more creamy, hydrating, comfortable. I don't find this to be an overly hydrating concealer. So if you're looking for something that is really hydrating, this probably is not going to, be the one for you. I find that it is more hydrating than their matte concealer, but at the same time, it does kind of look a little bit more matte on the skin than some of my other concealers. So that is something to keep in mind. But what I like about this one is that it's very smooth, very blendable, very comfortable on the skin. It does give a pretty good amount of coverage. I would say that it's more of a medium to full coverage concealer. And as far as like hydrating, comfortable, creamy concealers go, I really do enjoy this formula. Like I said in my best and worst ColourPop video, it's a little bit of a picky formula, so it doesn't interact well with every single primer or foundation that I use it with, which can be a little bit frustrating because you don't realize until you actually apply it, and then it might look a little bit heavy or cakey. And I do find that it creases on me a little bit quicker than some of my other concealers, but it's a good everyday option because it's very comfortable, very blendable and smoothing, and I have been enjoying it. So I wanted to mention it in my favorites video. Okay guys, so that is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section below which products you've been loving throughout the month of November, and I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.